Hey everybody, it is January 27th, 2020, and I am coming to you from the woods. And I just learned a very I just learned a very important lesson. And that very important lesson is never give up. Because I'll tell you what happened. I'm feeling kind of deflated right now. I like to spend time out in the woods, obviously, just to get away from the same old of everything. And the desk job and all that stuff. So not only do I like walking and exploring through the woods, I recently have started trying to start the art of bushcrafting. And if you don't know what bushcrafting is, it's where these people go out into the woods and they start their own fire, maybe build their own shelter, just like man has done for thousands of years. And I'll tell you how this first started. A few years ago, I was at my desk job, and being at the desk job for about 17 years now, I could feel myself putting on weight, getting a little weaker. And I thought to myself, man was not designed to sit at a desk. Man was designed to be physical, to move, to jump, to run, to lift, to build. And sitting at the desk, man really doesn't get a chance to do that. And this has set all the obesity epidemic aside that we've seen over the past 20 years, the poor standard American diet we have. As a species, I think we've hit our apex and we're starting to slide down into the abyss. So from that thought of man is always supposed to know how to do these things to live, hunt and, shelter, make his own clothes. I started thinking to myself, well, could I, if I had to, could I live out in the wilderness for a little while? If I had to, if I got lost in the woods, could I find myself without a GPS or a map? The basic skills that humans have learned for millennia, passed down from their parents and grandparents before modern technology took over. So from there, I just started learning to love nature more. And when I walk out in nature, it just feels incredibly wonderful. Like the weight of everything I have is lifted off of my shoulders. And it just feels so good and natural to be outside, out away from the TV. And so over the course of time, I started watching these bushcrafter videos, and I thought I knew how to build a fire. So I bought some tools, a knife. I bought this the other day. So, and there's a lot of stuff that I need to clear out, but this is my axe that I purchased. Nice little 1 pound, 2 ounce axe. It's good enough for chopping small limbs and stuff, but eventually I want to get to the point where I can build my own shelter and start my own fire. And I also have, I'll show you, I also bought these magnesium fire starters, and then there's a ferro rod. You can't see it here, let me show you. Yeah, so there's the ferro rod there. Now this thing will throw a tremendous amount of sparks. So anyway, when you build a fire, I've learned that you have to, zip my pocket up here, hang on. Yeah, when you build a fire, I've learned that you have to start small and then grow big. So obviously it's winter out right now. It's there's snow. Everything's pretty much flooded, and it's literally drizzled rain here the past 3 days. So everything's pretty much soaked. And I also learned that when you cut wood, you have to try to find some dry leaves or something to start the fire. And then you want to split the wood and try to get the dry center of the pulp of the wood to help accelerate that fire. And with the magnesium starters, you make a small pile of magnesium about the size of a quarter, and then the sparks hit it and it ignites, and it's supposed to start the small fire, the leaves or whatever you have, the wood shavings, and then once that gets burning, then you throw it on the wood pile, and you just make your fire bigger and bigger and bigger until it gets tall. And there are people that can actually start fires in the rain with wet wood, and it's often said too by the bushcrafters that you want to go into the woods with many, many, many ways of starting that fire, whether they're lighters, fireproof matches, the ferrule rods, the magnesium starters, anything you can to get that fire started in an emergency situation. So today I thought I'd come out and scope out the area where I want to eventually build my little shelter. And I said, hey, well, since I'm out here and I have all my tools, let me try to start a fire. So I tried to start the fire, and I'll actually show you here. So this little pile here, this is, that's kind of what's left. You got to try to keep the wood off of the snow. Then you can build your base from there. So I did that, and I put some leaves down, and I put some shavings down, and I did the magnesium shavings. And although the sparks, a ton of sparks flew off the ferrule rod, once in a while the knife would hit the tinder, and it would actually like move it and knock everything off to the side and knock the wood shavings off and the leaves out of place, the magnesium shavings. So I'd put it on again, and then this is like what it did to my knife. That's probably just from all the burnt magnesium, but it kind of flew everywhere. I mean, it's my fault, obviously, because I don't know what I'm doing. And I thought to myself, yeah, if this had been a survival situation, I would probably freeze to death, because I tried for about 25 to 30 minutes to try to get this light fire started in this wood setting, and I can't do it. So that would totally suck if I was trying to survive. I would have to, I don't know, probably burrow myself into the ground somewhere like an animal to try to live. But yeah, there's a good chance, you'd be frozen with the ground, because the cold ground zaps a lot of your heat. So going back to not giving up, no matter what you're going through, day to day, life changes. You can have a good day one day, and you can have a bad day the next day. Yesterday, Kobe Bryant died in a helicopter crash, 41 years old, just retired. So you just never know. Obviously, he had a lot of good days, and yesterday was a bad day for him. So my condolences go out to all the families of the victims of that helicopter crash. The investigation's still going on, but anyway, going back to never giving up. You're going to run into some bad days in life. You may even be in life where most of your days are worse than others. But the one thing I noticed about Americans is that no matter how easy we have it, no matter how good we have it, we will always complain and want it easier. And I think that's just a human nature, that no matter how difficult things are, we want it to be easier. We want to stay in our comfort zone. We don't like being pushed out of our comfort zone. When you get pushed out of your comfort zone, that's when you grow and develop and learn things. But I think as Americans, we're very, very soft as far as we love to stay in our comfort zones and not be challenged. And I admit it, I fell into that comfort zone, and I said, you know what? I have this theory that you should learn something new every day. And so that's why I kind of started this bushcrafting thing, because I want to be able to make my own fire in the woods and share that with my family. It's just a good skill to learn to have. Just like, juggling is a skill, but is it a useful skill? It's a fun skill, I guess. And by the way, I don't juggle. But to build a fire outside, if you had to, that's a survival skill. To be able to maybe fish and hunt and know what what leaves to eat and what berries to eat so you don't die, just in case you ever have to use that. Odds are you probably never will, but heck, it's a good hobby to have. Because you never know what life's going to throw at you. So whether you have, yeah, got another phone call, killed the video again. So yeah, so whether you're fighting an illness or fighting cancer or just fighting to get healthy, don't give up. Just take it day by day. Even a ship, if it changes its course by 1 degree, it's changed its course forever. So even if you can do the little things day by day, just to sort of change things for the better, you'll be able to do that. Make things better. Even if it's one little thing today and another little thing tomorrow, you'll be able to do it. So, and everybody struggles. I mean, there are people that are struggling with things that we know nothing about. Everybody has their own struggles that they really don't tell people. But just don't give up. Hang in there. I mean, human beings can be your support system, or they can kind of tear you down. So keep trying, keep learning, keep doing your best, and just no matter what anybody says, just keep moving forward. You're not going to have any support, whether you're trying to lose weight or make yourself better, eat better, live better. People are going to make fun of you, friends, family, all that good stuff. But keep going. Just keep pushing on. Keep doing what you're doing, and just never give up on yourself. Just keep going. The rewards are worth it. I guarantee it. So anyway, that's my story of building a fire failure for today. And I am not going to give up. I will be back. I'm just going to go learn some more skills and learn how to get this fire started from some people that know. If I can learn from them, then maybe I can pass it on to my loved ones. So anyway, have a great day, and we'll see you next time.